We have one tip from Snow Carl. He tipped $1.50, and here's what he said. I watched the reaction you made for Slayer. I was wondering if every patron supporter gets the same effort and quality. I can submit any kind of video for you to react to. Can you expand on what you offer in terms of personalization? I'm interested. This is, seriously, it baffles me. It baffles me that the internet is like surprised at this. Ever since I opened my Patreon in 2015, all right, this has always been available at the $50 level. If you pledge $50 or more to my Patreon, okay, you get a private video. Now, previously, I had called it a private Q&A video because that's what people usually wanted. They didn't care about me talking about reacting to shit and dumb shit. They just wanted me to answer questions, all right? So it always was that. And I always said, this video can range and vary in length, anywhere from 15 to roughly 30 minutes long. I'm not going to go longer than 30 minutes. That's a lot of time. And it could be any topics that aren't considered private or harmful. You know, you want to ask me about stuff going on with the streams, gaming, my life, that's not personal and you know, could be hurtful if made public. Go right for it, okay? Basically, you're buying my time a little bit, all right? You're buying a little bit of my time for this Patreon pledge. Fair enough? It's funny because over the years, people have said, oh, why don't you do a cameo? I'm like, I do private videos. I don't get it. I've been doing this since I was doing private videos before Cameo fucking existed. And people act like, oh, why don't you do Cameo? I'm like, what are you talking about? I do it. How do you not fucking know this? It's been on my Patreon since day one. 7 fucking years. Anyway, in this particular case, a viewer going by Slayer, who is a supporter of mine, was interested because they were intrigued by me reacting to some content recently. They saw me reacting to Down the Rabbit Hole videos. They saw me reacting to, you know, the John Howard video, and also that documentary about that Final Fantasy house or whatever. And I guess Slayer is a fan of K-pop, so he says, "Would you be able to react to some K-pop music?" And I was like, "Well, here's the thing. I gotta be careful about it. I gotta make sure that if I do something like this, it doesn't negatively affect me or my channels. I can't be making this video and all of a sudden I get copyright strikes, all right?" So basically we talked about it back and forth a little bit. I was like, well, if I'm going to react to anything like that, I basically got to try to make it so that, you know, number one, I can't do it on DSP Gaming. I'd be an asshole, right? Luckily, I have other channels on YouTube that I just don't use anymore. They're kind of defunct. So it's good that I have these backup channels and things to do in case something goes wrong. So I said, well, we'll try to do this. The first time really trying to do it. I'll try to reverse the video, see if that does anything. I'll try to make the volume kind of low, see if that does anything. So basically, he sent me a few K-pop music videos to do, okay? Now, each video was like 3 minutes long, so you figure you do the math, 4 of them would be like, you know, 15 minutes. It made sense. However, the setup, and in addition, the transitioning between them and talking about them, it ends up being almost a half an hour, like, video, okay? Now, let me tell you something. This was seriously, like, the cursed project. This is the first time I was like, oh, I'll do something instead of just like a Q&A video, I'm doing like a react video. Let's see how it goes. So the first time I go to make this video, all right, I set time to do it and everything. I had a stream where I was ending, and I said, oh, I have some extra time. I can actually sit down and work on this. I was actually excited to do it because it was something different. I was curious. I don't know much or anything about K-pop. I was like, oh, we'll see how this goes, right? So I watched the videos. I'm intrigued. The first time I do it, I'm like, wow, I'd never seen anything. The cinematography actually interested me. I was like, wow, they actually make it look like a horror movie, one of them. Another one looked like it was like gods and goddesses and stuff dancing around. I was like, this is unique. It's interesting. This is like, almost like a culture shock to me. Because all I remember is from the 1990s when I used to watch pop videos on MTV and shit. They didn't look anything like this, okay? So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty interesting, okay? So I watch these videos, and I record the whole thing, all right? It's about 25 minutes long by the time it ends. I'm like, all right, let me go to upload this. And I go to upload it, and it won't work. It's freezing. Like, why is it not uploading? I go to play the video, the fucking video corrupted. What the fuck? Like, of all things to corrupt, I don't have a backup for this because I'm not streaming it. So I'm like, this sucks, right? What am I going to do now? Well, now I got to do it all over again. But I don't have time to do it now. So sadly, I had to contact Slayer, and I'm like, hey, man, this sucks that this happened. I got to redo it for you. And it sucks because it's not going to be my first time honest reaction because I've already seen the fucking videos. This kind of stinks. But he was very understanding. He's like, all right, whenever you can do it, let me know. So I spent time later on, basically almost a full week later. I set aside more time between my streams to do this, okay? So I sit down to do it again, and I go to do it, and I start filming it. I do the whole thing, all right? Cool. I go over to check on it. My microphone malfunctioned 10 minutes into it. So 10 minutes has full commentary, and the second 15 minutes has no fucking commentary. At this point, I'm like, this is like seriously like there's the cursed video, or like something like there's conspiring circumstances here. They really don't want me to make it. I don't understand what's going on. Is there a ghost in my fucking house? Is there a K-pop ghost in my house that doesn't want me to react to K-pop? I don't understand what's going on. So I had to film the video 3 fucking times. So this was supposed to be 20 to 25 minutes of work. Ended up being about 90 plus minutes of work to get this done. Now, this is not Slayer's fault, and I'm not holding it against him. It was just like bad luck after bad luck after bad luck, right? What are you going to do? It's the story of my fucking life, right? Now, anyway, just so you guys know, if you pledge $50 or more to my Patreon, whatever video I make for you is now your property. You're able to do with it whatever you want. Once I provide you with the link to that video, you can download it, you can re-upload it, you can edit it, you can share it, you can do whatever. I don't care. It's your property. You bought it. You bought it with your Patreon pledge. So that's your property now. All right? So I guess what happened was, Slayer decided to download and upload it to his one of his channels or whatever. Good for him. I guess he was sharing the link with people, and people were leaving comments on it and stuff. The thing is, a lot of it is my detractors. And it's hilarious because I guess these detractors eat up any content possible on the internet. They go crazy for any kind of content that's dark side filled. So to them, I guess they feel this is like hidden content. It's not hidden. This is something I've literally done this for years and years and years. Anyone can buy a private video on my Patreon. It's always been available. I've made, no exaggeration, probably about 100 private videos since the inception of my Patreon. Okay? It's not often these days, because most people now come and pledge on my streams. They contribute to the stream. They want to shout out on the stream. But back in the day when I first started on Patreon, I was pumping out a dozen of these a month in some cases. Most people never shared them, you see? And that's the thing. Most people never shared that content because it was private to them. In this case, I guess Slayer decided he wanted to upload it. And that's his right. He bought the video. There's nothing wrong with that. If you look, I'm never going to, in any of these private videos, this is not secret information. I'm not going to be revealing, like I said, I'm not going to be revealing private information, harmful information. You're not going to see me saying things, oh, don't tell anyone I said this in the video. No, those videos are meant to be public knowledge if you want to have it be, or you can keep it for yourself. It's totally up to you. You bought that product, So there you go. Anyone who pledges $50 to my Patreon can purchase my time, and I'll make a video for you. If you want me to just answer questions or talk about a certain subject matter, I will. It's funny because sometimes people didn't do really like Q&A. What they said is, Phil, I've always wondered, I wanted to hear a story about this from your past. Can you tell that story? And I sat here for 20 minutes. I told the story. That was their video. In some cases, it's a series of questions that they hit me with, and I answer all those questions. This was just a certain situation where someone actually wanted me to react to some kind of content, and I did it. I enjoyed it. Personally, I really enjoyed it. I just wish that it didn't fucking take up so much of my time, 90 minutes instead of 30. And again, that's not on Slayer at all. That's in any way, shape, or form. That's my fucking stupid setup here malfunctioned twice. That's, so there you go. That's always been there. If anyone's interested, patreon.com/darksidephil. You pledge $50, you can get a private video. Now understand, the private video has to be within reason. Nothing private, nothing that's secret information that could harm me and my family. No, I'm not doing stunts and shit like that. It's me sitting here with my setup, recording something for you. Whether you want me to talk about a subject, answer questions, react to something, I'm down for that. That's okay. Okay? But I'm not doing anything stupid. This is not, oh, pay Phil $50 to eat hot sauce. That's not happening. This is me doing stuff with my setup, making a private video for you. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. There you go. That's why I don't know why this is like shocking to my detractors. They get wind. Oh, there's a video that Phil didn't upload to one of his channels that's on the internet now. Oh my God, it's like the biggest news of the day. Everyone has to go, and it's hilarious because everyone who's ever been banned from my channel is commenting on the video. PW Dubs is over there and everything. Yeah, you fucking idiot. It's a year later. You've already been banned for a year. You're still fucking over there. You fucking idiot, man. But anyway, that's the deal. That's how it's. And again, this is not anything new. I don't know how people are like shocked at this content that I didn't know that existed. It's existed since day one. 7 years it could have been. I swear to God, like, people are just like deaf or something. Like I used to talk about my Patreon all the time. Remember? I used to plug my Patreon all the time here on my streams. I would say it's a great way for you to have direct interaction with me, to have me make private content for you. It's up to you if you want to, share it. But I like the fact that it gives me an opportunity to take some time out to actually talk with my fans and viewers, and answer your questions that maybe you didn't get answered on like a show like Ask the King, or maybe you're trying to get a better answer than a quick answer that I gave on a stream because I only had like a minute to answer. That's the whole purpose of it. And it blows me away that people don't understand that this has existed forever. So anyway, there you go. There's your answer, Snow Carl. Thank you for the tip. Okay. Can it be political? Here's the thing. If it's a generalized question about something, okay, then maybe yes. But if Phil, what's your stance on abortion? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm a content creator here. I stay in my lane. I play games. I'm not going to be standing on soapboxes screaming to the internet about shit like that. I'm not doing that because that's sadly... Here, let me put it this way. If the world was more mature, I probably would do stuff like that. Okay? The problem is the world is not mature. The world is way too much black and white. You're either with me or against me, good, evil. That's not how the world works. The world is many shades of gray, and you can see things from many different perspectives, and that's kind of how I see a lot of political issues, okay? So, if I were able to easily say stuff politically and not have a giant backlash, I probably would. The problem is you can't do that. You say one word, oh my God, well, since Phil has this particular political stance and I disagree with it, I can never watch any of his pieces of content ever again, despite the fact that that political stance has nothing whatsoever to do with the content that he puts out on a daily basis. Video games, gaming news, chilling with him in a gaming environment. Oh, but, there's a political issue I disagree with him on, so that's it. That's the end of that. No, that's why I'm not going to do that, okay? So that's what I mean. There's always going to be certain things that are going to be off limits, and please understand that. Politics, religion, private things about my family and stuff like that that's harmful, I can't talk about that. But everyone knows that. I've already said that on my streams too. It's fair game, right?